Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and dear guests of the IMTEX 2023, to my talk about Schunk intelligent tool holding and work holding solutions and how they increase productivity of unmanned intelligent machining processes. We from Schunk, from the headquarters here at Germany, as well as from our subsidiary at Bangalore, India, wants to illustrate you a path towards more autonomy in industrial devices and machine tools by the use of intelligent components in the field of clamping and gripping technology. When I started driving a car in the 1980s, I had to plan my road trips with a road map, and it was just a completely manual process of planning and control. Later, I was able to use Google Maps for automatic planning of my trip, but still a manual control if Google Maps was able to manage, let's say, the right way. Today, we can use autonomous vehicles for an automatic planning and decentralized control. And tomorrow, we might have an autonomous network of automated planning and centralized control in our overall traffic. So this situation reminds me, and the scenario is similar to the situation in machine engineering when working with machine tools. Even today, we use mechanical devices like tool holders, grippers, vices, lathe chucks, fixtures, whatever. A step in the right direction of more motion control can be the use of mechatronic devices, like you can see here, mechatronical grippers, as well as mechatronic clamping force blocks. To make the best out of those mechatronic devices, it'll be clever to equip them with additional sensor technology and let those sensors communicate with the machine control. In a machine tending process, it's fundamental that the machine control knows if a clamping force block is opened or closed to avoid damage during a loading. And monitoring systems should report the proper position of a workpiece inside a clamping device before the cutting process starts. These connected intelligent devices is the basis for the final step: AI-enabled processes, online learning, connected machines for the future of autonomous solutions. Let's get more specific. Today, I want to give you an overview about the i1002, the first intelligent tool holder on the market that can monitor vibrations. Then we'll have a look to the present and the future of quick change pallet systems, as well as clamping force blocks. And finally, we'll have an overview about some smart gripping applications, solutions from Schunk that complete, of course, the intelligent unmanned processes you want to do. But this is not just a sequence of products I present today. You have to imagine this is the world's largest modular systems of tool holding, work holding, gripping technology, and automation technology to make the best out of your process to increase your productivity in your processes and in your machine tools. Let's start with the i1002, the intelligent tool holder. Several of you may already know the hydraulic expansion tool holder Tendo from Schunk, an excellent high quality tool holder system, the most easiest system to clamp and unclamp tools just by using a key and the actuation screw. And we equipped this tool holder just with some additional features and made the i1002 out of it. We integrated in a first step an acceleration sensor right in the middle of the center axis for monitoring vibrations occurring during a machining process. And of course, we need a rechargeable batteries for an 8-hour continuous work and 10 days of standby time. That all makes together an intelligent real-time sensor system for easy process monitoring and maximizing the tool service life of the tools you are using, drills, mills, other tools. To get a deeper understanding, you have to know we have 3 different packages of this i10-2. Currently already on the market since last year is the package number 1 we call the i10-2 pad. So to have a better idea what is behind the i10-2 pad, let's have a look to the video. You see, this is the case how we deliver the i10-2 pad. The case has one of the i10 tool holders plus a small tablet PC, and both can be connected via a Bluetooth system. So once the i10-2 is connected with the tablet PC, we can monitor that what we call the chatter marks. So we started a process just by using the standard parameters recommended by the tool manufacturer. And we were able to see we have, of course, a certain level of chatter marks. Thereafter, we increased parameters, speed, and so on. And we were able to see the level of chatter marks even increased. Yeah. So we can expect a shorter tool life and a less good surface quality. But then we further increased the parameters to the next step so that we have even a faster process. And surprisingly, we were able to see that the chatter level, the level of vibrations went down dramatically. So you can use the tablet PC then to compare the different results. And you see we have step 1, 3, and 5. And in the last step, step 5, we had the shortest duration of the process and the lowest level of vibrations. So this first package, i10-2 pad, gives you a very good, excellent manual control to adjust your cutting processes. Doesn't matter if it's a drill process, a milling process, a reaming process, or a brushing process is possible as well. The result by the use of the i10-2 is normally a better surface, a much longer tool life, and of course we want to improve or increase the time. No, we want to decrease the time of the cutting process. The next step be on the market in the first quarter 2023 is the package number 2 we call i10-2 Easy Connect. What's the difference to the first package? So even in the second package, i10-2 Easy Connect, we are able to connect the tool holder with the tablet PC. You see the Bluetooth signal is transmitted by a 10 Hertz signal. But additionally, this feature offers, and within the delivery is a connect box we have to connect to the machine cabinet, and within the delivery is a wireless receiver. So with these components, we are able to connect additionally the tool holder, the i10-2, with the wireless receiver, this time with a 100 Hertz signal. And the wireless receiver is connected with a cable, of course, to the connect box. So now we are additionally able to give out an analog output signal between 0 and 10 volt to some external devices that we can even use other monitoring systems, and will add our system that we have even a deeper knowledge of the process quality. And of course, the connect box is connected to the machine control, because this time we are not able just to connect one tool holder. We are able to connect up to 64 different tool holders for different cutting and machining processes. So this package number 2 will come to the market end of quarter 2023. And there is an update from the first package available. The future step we are planning is already package number 3. We call it the iTendo Pro, but please remember this is still in development, not available within the next month and years. So it's just a development project, but the idea behind this project is that we additionally to the package 2 integrate an edge device Schunk software solution with extensive functions. There will be more applications for specific processes, like that you have a specific app for drilling, for reaming, for milling, for brushing, or even for some other processes that can be done in a machine tool. And at the end, the idea behind is that the machine is able to control itself, the cutting processes within self-set limits. So we'll have a process, a quality, and a wear monitoring of the system, and an adaptive control of a whole process, so that you, if you have unmanned processes, that you have even, let's say, an improved system to be within the right limits, parameters for a perfect cutting process. So this is the idea about the 3 packages of iTendo tool holder, the intelligent tool holder. Let's change to our setup time killer, the Vero S quick change pallet system, or how we call it here in Europe, 0-point system. That you get a first idea of a 0-point system from Schunk. Let's have a look to the animation first. The Schunk quick change pallet system allows to retrofit all types of machine tools with some products, 4-way, 6-way, 2-way modules that you can integrate your clamping devices simply. It's possible to use mechanical vices as well as pneumatic clamping force blocks, magnetic chucks, vacuum chucks, whatever your machine needs. And you see, these components are available for 3, 4, 5-axis machines. And what is mainly interested, that by the use of a quick change pallet system, you can widely use multi-workpiece clamping solutions to increase the machine time and to cut down the tool changing times, for example. So this is really our key technology for improving machine processes. Even here for 5-axis machine, like we have behind us here in our collab at Laufen, we use a 0-point system, a quick change pallet system. This time with for a 5-axis machine with a turning option. We see next. So we have a setup card as well, and we use different types of clamping devices, manual devices, as well as pneumatic actuated ones. You can do a direct workpiece clamping, so you have even a wider spectrum of options to use your machine tool. But this is just, let's say, the simple manual use of a quick change system. Of course, we can do what we do here in our collab, a manual loading. Just have a look to the machine behind. You see, our machine table equipped with an appropriate solution for the 5-axis machine with a turning option. And then we are free to change our devices within minutes. Just imagine we don't have a quick change pallet system on a machine. So it takes 15, 30, sometimes 45 minutes to change the setup. And this time we can dramatically reduce by the use of the quick change pallet system. But what if your machine has no media feed through, but you want to automate your machine with a robot? How can you use pneumatic clamping force blocks, and how can we use such a system without a media feed through, pneumatic pressure, for example? So let's have a look to the next video. There are some components from Schunk. All are within the range of standard components. You see, we need a 0-point system. We need a pallet, a smaller pallet with a pneumatic clamping force blocks. And there are some other features I want to present you right now. Here is an example for automation of machine tools without media feed through. And now the air pressure comes via the robot coupling. And to open our system, we need 6 bars of air pressure. Now the 0-point system, you see, it's open. That allows us to catch here vise, for example, to put on the vise or a pellet with several vises on the interface. And now with the air pressure, we release the air pressure and the inbuilt spring system will clamp and position the vise and will pull down it for a very rigid stability. So you see, although there is no media feed-through, maybe on some of your machine tables, you can use an automatic loading machine tending solution by a robot. And here we have a single pellet, for example, and we have the appropriate modules with an anti-twist protection, not only to clamp the pellet, even to position it within very tight tolerances. The majority of those applications, our customer use mechanical vises. So mechanical vises where we prepare the workpiece parallel to the machine time, to the main time of the machine. And then we have this pellet changing system, and then we just exchange the vises with the workpieces. But of course, there's the option as well to use pneumatic actuated clamping force blocks or even magnetic chucks. So let's have a look to the system, how it works here. So the quick change pellet system is open. That means there's already a 6-bar pressure. There's a pressure maintenance valve integrated, of course, in the system to keep the modules open. And the actuation of the pneumatic clamping force block is done via the robot coupling. Now we close the 0-point system. You were able to see the pull down effect. And now there's even the option to use a Schunk gripping system to load the workpieces inside the pneumatic clamping force block. So even this is possible that you don't have to change your pellets all day long. You can even just change now the workpieces inside your clamping force blocks. So this standard components, the mixture, the modular system of those standard components gives you a great freedom of all types of application dependent on your amount and size of workpieces. So, but interesting to see present and future of those quick change pellet systems is not only a pneumatic actuation, there are already electromechanical actuation possible with a 24-volt technology. And this opens us new fields of application, even outside machine, where no pneumatic pressure or hydraulic pressure is available. And I will explain you later, within the next minutes, there are already integrated electronics for monitoring the position of the pellets, the position of the clamping pins inside, and the control is done via an IO-Link system, and you can integrate this system within a field bus. But first of all, we want to have a look on our tandem clamping force blocks for automated production. The application picture you see here is made in our own lathe chuck production right here in the Schunk headquarters at Laufen. You see several clamping force blocks positioned on a 4-axis horizontal machine with a double spindle. And of course, we use a robot for machine tending. We have several hundreds of variants of workpieces. And what you see here, the workpiece is a raw material of one of our base jaws for quick change lathe chucks. Not far away from this process, we have an FMS, a flexible machining system in combination with 2 5-axis machines. And what you see right now here is a Schunk solution for the customer, Schunk Laufen chuck jaw production. This is a Schunk solution from our plant at Mengen, a 6-sided tombstone with 36 clamping force blocks. And if we have a closer look to this system, you just have to add the hoses of the 6 bars air pressure system once, and then you have just some switches to open and close the pneumatic clamping force blocks. What we can see here is clearly on the first side, we have the jaws for the first and raw material clamping, and then we just change the workpiece to the second side for the second clamping operation. 36 clamping force blocks, that makes 72 top jaws. Each of the top jaws has 4 screws. Who wants to change 288 screws? Nobody nowadays. Changing screws wastes too much time. So we integrated not a quick change system of the jaws, we integrated a quick change system of clamping inserts, where we just change the inserts when we have different work pieces to clamp. And this allows us to even change the inserts within minutes on a 36 clamping force block tombstone. This is another application from our manufacturing area of the gripping system. Again, a 4-axis horizontal machining center. And you see loaded by Schunk grippers with one of those yellow robots. And here we used to have 3-jaw lathe chuck in a stationary application. But a good message nowadays, even 3-jaw clamping force blocks are available. They are quite new on the market. And like the 2-jaw clamping force blocks, they have the same dimension and the same standard dimensions like the 2-jaw clamping force blocks, and they are available right now for round materials. There's even an integrated quick change system for a manual or even automated change of jaws possible. But furthermore, those components are available with electromechanical actuation as well. So let's have a closer look to this electromechanical actuation. How does it work and how is it connected to the machine control? Here are our components, and you see the name, the name of such a component ends with an IOL. So every time the product name has an IOL at the end, it stands for IO link. And you see we can connect several of the components, tandem clamping force blocks, as well as quick change pallet system modules with an IOL system to a IOL link master. And let's go back. And this master, this IOL link master, you can connect via field bus to the machine control without any problems. So we can add those electromechanical components, quick change pallet systems, as well as clamping force blocks with the IO link master to the machine control. And the field bus system is really flexible for several types of machines, of course. All those new electromechanical products are equipped with an IODD, an IO device description, because then the machine control can even monitor the wear of a component if it comes to a live end, for example, and then we can exchange those components, and the IO device description allows then to change the component to a newer component, and the parameters of the component is then automatically detected and given, let's say, the parameters to the machine control. Furthermore, there is a very nice retrofitting systems for our quick change pallets modules, whereas. So let's have a closer look again. So there is a component you can add to the pneumatic systems of the quick change pallet system. So the actuation is done via an IO link as well. And this allows clamping slide position, the position open, the lock position, and the lock position without clamping pin. It may be possible that it's closed, locked, but you can't load because there's, and you can't start the machining process because there is no pallet on the system. Furthermore, there is a pallet monitoring system because an inductive sensor proximity switch allows the monitoring if the pallet is in the right position or not. Furthermore, the retrofitting is really easy. You just need to order the additional component, and with 2 screws, you can just add it to a standard component. And then with the cable and the IO link system, it's connected to the IO link master. There is a status display connected to the component that you can always see manually or just by looking, of course, the current status of the system. Finally, I want to give you two applications of Schunk Smart Gripping. Here's an application we just made for a customer in our collab Hausen, where we can offer, let's say, those services to test applications in the field of smart gripping. Let's have a look. So this is a vision system, not from Schunk, from one of our system suppliers for vision systems. There is one of the orange robots this time, equipped with some Schunk gripping systems, and the combination of the robot control of the Schunk gripper and the vision system allows a real bin picking situation. And you can imagine that we just not take the workpiece out of the box and put it to a pallet. We can even now load a machine tool in that way. Let's say this is a standard of nowadays where we can offer bin picking solutions. And if our customer not fully sure if we can pick their components because they're even more, let's say, difficult to grip, and then we can offer you a service that we make a test with your workpieces in our collab Hausen for gripping systems. Furthermore, I want to show you an application that you get an idea what is possible in designing up-to-date gripper technology. It's not just the fingers close and open. So there are many more functions available today. So have a look. This is a real flex gripper here with some suction caps. You can position those suction caps by the fingers in different positions for different contours. And now we use the gripper as a two-finger parallel gripper and can load smaller workpiece we can't use by vacuum gripping technology. Finally, we have to handle the boxes. And so there's integrated technology for box handling inside this type of special gripper this time as well. Summary. I hope you liked my presentation about smart and intelligent products and services from Schunk for unmanned intelligent machining processes. And I hope you were able to see that are not just single products we offer to the market, that this is a real great modular system. And the future perspective is, of course, to combine all those components with the machine and robot control, let's say, to take more data out of the process, and that even for machine learning, that we can really have more autonomous systems in future as well. Give me the chance to just introduce the company of Schunk to you. Schunk is a family managed company. You see on the left side the founder of Schunk. The company was founded right after World War II in 1945 by Friedrich Schunk. On the right side, you see Heinz-Dieter Schunk, his son, but the company is managed by Heinz-Dieter Schunk's daughter, Christina Schunk, and the son, Hendrik Schunk. And you see, we are all driven by very strong values since 1945. Schunk has 9 production plants worldwide. 6 of those production plants are located here in Germany. We have another production plant in Switzerland, in Italy, and in the United States. And you can find Schunk all over this planet. We have a lot of partners worldwide, and we have 34 subsidiaries. And one of the most important since 2001, we have Schunk Intec India, private limited, not far away from the IMTEX 2023 at Bangalore. And we are really proud on this subsidiary with nowadays more than 50 employees and with Mr. Satish Satashivan as the Intec manager from the beginning. So if you need more information and if you want to come in contact with Schunk Intec India, you can scan this QR code. This QR code brings you to the LinkedIn site of Schunk India. And thank you very much for your attention and good success with Schunk products nowadays and in future.